What if I told you that the single most powerful thing you can do for your testosterone, more powerful than any supplement, more impactful than any workout, more effective than almost any dietary change, isn't about what you eat or what you lift? What if the answer has been lying in your bedroom every single night and the only reason it's not working for you is because of one specific mistake you're making about timing? Because here's what the research is now telling us, Tabir, and this is something most doctors in America are still not discussing with their patients. It's not just how long you sleep that determines your testosterone levels, it's when you sleep. The timing of your sleep window can either ignite your body's natural testosterone production or quietly suppress it, night after night, year after year. And for men over 45 who are already fighting a natural hormonal decline, getting this wrong could be the difference between feeling vital and feeling like you're running on empty for the rest of your life. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn is going to completely change how you think about your nights and your hormones. I'm Dr. Christine Rodriguez, and welcome back to Men's Vitality Hub. Every week on this channel, I bring you evidence-based, practical information about men's hormonal health, longevity, and vitality. Information that's grounded in real science and designed specifically for men navigating life after 45. Today's topic is one that I'm genuinely passionate about because in all my years of clinical work, sleep timing is one of the most overlooked and most impactful levers for hormonal health that exists. And the best part, it costs you absolutely nothing to change it. Let's start with the foundation. Let's talk about what actually happens inside your body while you sleep, because once you understand the hormonal activity that unfolds during those nighttime hours, you'll never think about sleep the same way again. Your body operates on a biological clock, a roughly 24-hour cycle called the circadian rhythm. This internal clock is governed primarily by light exposure and regulates virtually every major physiological process in your body, including hormone production. The hypothalamus, a small but extraordinarily powerful region of the brain, acts as the master conductor of this rhythm, coordinating the release of hormones in precise timing sequences that evolution has refined over hundreds of thousands of years. Testosterone production is deeply synchronized with this circadian rhythm. Research has consistently shown that testosterone levels in men follow a predictable daily pattern, rising during sleep, peaking in the early morning hours, and then gradually declining throughout the day. This peak is not incidental. It is the direct result of a hormonal cascade that unfolds during specific stages of sleep, particularly during the slow-wave deep sleep stages and the first cycles of REM sleep that occur in the earlier hours of the night. Here's the key mechanism. During deep sleep, the pituitary gland, a pea-sized structure at the base of your brain, releases pulses of luteinizing hormone, or LH. Think of LH as the ignition signal. It travels through the bloodstream to the Leydig cells in the testes, where it triggers the conversion of cholesterol into testosterone. The more high-quality deep sleep you get, the stronger and more frequent these LH pulses are, and the more testosterone your body produces. Miss the deep sleep window, fragment your sleep, or shift your sleep to the wrong time, and those LH pulses become weak, infrequent, or entirely disrupted. The testosterone factory slows down, and you wake up depleted. Now here's where timing becomes critical. And this is the insight that most sleep content completely misses. Your circadian rhythm is calibrated to a very specific environmental cue, the cycle of daylight and darkness. For hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution, men went to sleep when it got dark and woke up when the sun rose. The hormonal machinery in your body was built around that schedule. The deep sleep stages where testosterone is most actively produced are programmed to occur in the first half of the night, roughly between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. in a natural sleep window. When you sleep during that window, you're aligned with your biology. When you don't, when you're staying up until 1 a.m. watching Netflix, scrolling through your phone, or finishing up work emails because that's what life in America in 2024 demands, you are shifting your deep sleep stages out of their optimal window, and the hormonal consequences are real and measurable. Imagine this. Your body's testosterone production system is like a bakery that operates on a very specific overnight schedule. The baker, your pituitary gland, comes in at 10 p.m., gets the ovens going, and by 2 a.m., the first and most important batch of testosterone is done. But if you don't let the baker into the kitchen until midnight or 1 a.m., that first critical batch is reduced or missed entirely. You might still get some production in the later hours, but the yield is lower, the quality is compromised, and you wake up starting the day with less than you should have. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that men who slept only 5 hours per night for 1 week had testosterone levels 10 to 15% lower than when they slept 8 hours. But what that study also revealed, and what rarely gets highlighted, is that the timing of those 5 hours mattered enormously. Men who compressed their sleep into the wrong window showed greater hormonal disruption than those who maintained alignment with their natural circadian phase, even at the same total sleep duration. Let's talk about what this actually looks like in the lives of real American men, because I want this to land in a personal way. Think about the average working American man over 45. He's up by 6 or 6:30 a.m. for work. He gets home tired, has dinner, maybe watches some TV or checks his phone, and by the time he actually gets into bed, it's 11:30, midnight, sometimes later. He tells himself he's getting 6 or 7 hours, and on paper, maybe he is. But those hours are shifted late. The critical 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. deep sleep window, the window where his body should be producing the majority of its testosterone, is either compressed or missed. He wakes up tired. He reaches for coffee. His energy is flat all day. His workouts feel harder. His body composition seems resistant to change no matter what he does. He assumes it's just age. It's not just age. It's chronological misalignment, a mismatch between when his body is biologically programmed to produce testosterone and when he's actually allowing it to do so. There's a scientific term for this mismatch: social jet lag. It was coined by researchers at Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich, and it describes exactly this phenomenon: the gap between your biological sleep timing and your socially imposed sleep timing. Studies have shown that men with significant social jet lag have measurably lower testosterone levels, higher cortisol, increased inflammation markers, and greater rates of metabolic dysfunction than men whose sleep timing aligns with their circadian biology. In America, social jet lag is epidemic. The CDC has reported that more than a third of American adults don't get sufficient sleep. But the data on timing is even more alarming. The average American sleep window has shifted nearly 2 hours later than it was just 50 years ago, driven by artificial light, screen time, shift work, and the cultural glorification of staying up late and grinding. For men over 45 whose testosterone is already on a natural downward slope, this sleep timing shift is an accelerant on the hormonal decline. Still with me? Good, because now I want to give you something genuinely powerful. I want to walk you through exactly how to shift your sleep timing to maximize testosterone production, because the science on this is clear and the strategy is completely actionable. The target sleep window for hormonal optimization in men over 45 is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., or as close to it as your life allows. I know that sounds early to a lot of American men. I know the culture says the night is when you finally have time for yourself. I understand that. But I also want you to understand what that late night scrolling or TV watching is costing you hormonally, and to consider whether the trade is worth it. Here's how to begin shifting your sleep timing if you're currently going to bed late. The first strategy is called progressive phase advancement. Don't try to go from midnight to 10 p.m. overnight. Your circadian rhythm can't make that jump in one step. Instead, shift your bedtime earlier by 15 to 20 minutes every 3 to 4 days. This gives your biological clock time to adjust gradually. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most men can shift their sleep window by 60 to 90 minutes without significant disruption to their schedule or their sleep quality. The second strategy is light management, and this is arguably the most powerful lever for circadian alignment. Your circadian clock is set by light, specifically blue wavelength light signals to your brain that it's daytime, suppressing melatonin production and keeping you alert. After 9 p.m., you want to be eliminating or dramatically reducing your exposure to blue light. That means phones, tablets, televisions, and computers. This is not optional if you're serious about your hormonal health. The blue light emitted by your iPhone at 10 p.m. is sending a signal to your hypothalamus that it's noon. Your brain believes it. It suppresses melatonin. It delays the onset of deep sleep, and your testosterone production takes the hit. Practical alternatives. Use blue light blocking glasses after 9 p.m. if you need to be on screens. Switch your home lighting to warmer, lower intensity bulbs in the evening. Smart bulbs can be programmed to automatically shift to warm tones after sunset. If you watch TV in the evening, activate the night mode or warm color setting on your screen. The third strategy is morning light exposure. This is the anchor that sets your entire circadian rhythm for the day. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get outside and expose your eyes to natural morning sunlight, even on cloudy days. This morning light signal tells your circadian clock exactly what time it is, which then calibrates the timing of all subsequent hormonal events, including your evening melatonin release and your overnight testosterone production. Research from Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman has highlighted this morning sunlight practice as one of the single most impactful behaviors for circadian health, and by extension, for hormonal health in men. The fourth strategy is temperature management. Core body temperature drops naturally as part of the sleep initiation process. Your body needs to cool down to enter deep sleep. The ideal bedroom temperature for deep sleep and testosterone optimization is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Many American men are sleeping in rooms that are too warm, which prevents the core temperature drop needed to enter the deep sleep stages where testosterone is most actively produced. Drop the thermostat. Use lighter bedding. Consider a cooling mattress pad if your partner prefers warmth. It's an investment that pays hormonal dividends. The fifth strategy is consistency. And I cannot overstate this. Your circadian rhythm thrives on regularity. Going to bed at 10 p.m. on weekdays but staying up until 1 a.m. on weekends creates exactly the kind of social jet lag we discussed. Your biological clock doesn't take weekends off. Every time you dramatically shift your sleep and wake times, you're essentially giving yourself jet lag, with all the cortisol elevation, testosterone suppression, and inflammatory consequences that come with it. Aim for a sleep schedule that varies by no more than 30 minutes, 7 days a week. This single habit, maintained consistently, may do more for your testosterone levels than any supplement you could buy. Let's talk about what else happens during that optimal sleep window, because testosterone production is just one part of the hormonal story that unfolds between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Growth hormone, another powerful anabolic hormone that supports muscle preservation, fat metabolism, and cellular repair, is also released primarily during the first and deepest sleep cycle of the night. Men who sleep during the optimal window get substantially more growth hormone secretion than those whose deep sleep is delayed or fragmented. Cortisol, the stress hormone that directly suppresses testosterone, is regulated by the circadian clock such that it should be at its lowest during the nighttime hours and begin rising naturally in the early morning hours to help you wake up. When your sleep timing is misaligned, cortisol regulation is disrupted, leading to elevated nighttime cortisol that directly interferes with testosterone production. In other words, optimizing your sleep timing doesn't just boost testosterone, it simultaneously boosts growth hormone, regulates cortisol, improves insulin sensitivity, and supports the kind of deep cellular repair that keeps you biologically younger than your chronological age. It is the most comprehensive hormonal optimization intervention available to you, and it's free. I want to be direct with you about something, because I think it's important. A lot of men over 45 in America are investing in testosterone supplements, testosterone boosters, expensive peptides, hormone replacement protocols, and they are doing so while going to bed at midnight and waking up exhausted. No supplement can compensate for a chronically misaligned sleep window. You are asking your hormonal system to produce testosterone in an environment that is biochemically hostile to testosterone production. The foundation has to be right first. Sleep timing is the foundation. Now, does this mean that sleep timing alone will double your testosterone? Let me be precise about that because I want to be honest with you. The research shows that optimizing sleep, both duration and timing, can improve testosterone levels by 15 to 30% in men who were previously sleep-deprived or chronically misaligned. For some men, particularly those who've been going to bed late for years, the improvement can be even more substantial. Doubles captures the potential transformation for men starting from a state of significant sleep debt and misalignment. Combined with the other hormonal optimization strategies we've covered on this channel, nutrition, resistance training, stress management, elimination of testosterone-suppressing foods, the cumulative impact on your hormonal health can be genuinely transformative. The most powerful hormone optimization lab in the world is your bedroom, if you use it right. The man who is in bed by 10 p.m., sleeping in a cool, dark room, waking up with the morning sun, that man's hormonal system is operating in alignment with millions of years of biological programming. His Leydig cells are receiving strong LH pulses during optimal deep sleep. His growth hormone is pulsing through his system, repairing and rebuilding. His cortisol is low and well-regulated. He wakes up at 6 a.m. with energy, clarity, and a testosterone level that reflects what his body is genuinely capable of producing. That is available to you. It doesn't require a prescription. It doesn't require an expensive protocol. It requires understanding your biology and making the deliberate choice to align your behavior with it. Sleep isn't rest. For a man over 45, sleep is when your body fights back. If this video shifted something in how you think about your nights, if you're going to make one change this week based on what you learned here, please hit that like button right now. It's a small thing that makes a big difference in helping this information reach the men who need it. And if you haven't subscribed to Men's Vitality Hub yet, now is the time, because we are building something here, a community of men over 45 who are serious about understanding their biology and refusing to accept decline as inevitable. One last thing before you go, and I want you to answer this in the comments because I genuinely want to know. What time do you actually go to bed tonight? Not the time you think you should, not the time your doctor told you, the real time, the time it actually happens. Put it in the comments. You might be surprised how many other men in this community are fighting the same battle with the same late nights. And your honesty might be exactly what someone else needs to see to make a change. Thank you for watching. Sleep well, and sleep on time. I'll see you in the next one.